Because most parasites or worms attach to the intestines, the adult worms remain in the intestinal tract, shedding only eggs in the feces. For this reason, we must look for the eggs rather than the adult worms. Unless the owner brings the adult worm their pet past, you must look for the eggs. Such eggs, though not shed all the time, are shed a great deal of the time. The technique most often used to get a concentrated sample of these eggs is called a fecal flotation test. The first step involves obtaining a workable stool sample. If the pet owner did not bring a stool sample with their pet, you can collect one from the pet's cage or directly from the pet with the aid of a fecal loop. This loop should be lubricated and passed 1 to 4 inches into the anus, being careful not to be too forceful or cause the animal any pain. This procedure is often uncomfortable and will require some restraining assistance from another hospital staff member. When passing the loop into the large colon, you will likely feel the slight resistance of the stool. When the tip of the loop is likely embedded into feces, give the loop several twists and remove. If the stool is not present, you may attempt this procedure again slightly deeper if the pet was not uncomfortable. A smaller fecal loop is available for obtaining samples from cats and small dogs. We are now ready to proceed to the next step. Mix a small quantity of feces with dense flotation solution that contains the salt sodium nitrate. This concentrated salt solution is used to top off the sample once it has been well mixed. The final solution is covered with a cover slip once it has been filled to the very top. It is at this time that the eggs will rise to the top of the solution and will come to rest in a position against the cover slip. It is recommended that 5 to 10 minutes elapse to give adequate time for the eggs to float up. Now carefully lift the cover slip and set it on a microscope slide, being careful to transfer some of the contents of the fecal solution adherent to the cover slip. If a microscope slide is used to cover the fecal solution, you will need to quickly flip it over before placing a clean cover slip on top of it. If excess solution is on the underside of the slide, it should be wiped dry so as to not get this salty solution on the microscope. The other technique used for detecting intestinal parasites is a direct smear. With this technique, a small amount of feces is spread onto a glass slide. A drop or two of saline is added and stirred lightly. Place a cover slip over this mixture and examine with the microscope as before. This technique is especially helpful in diagnosing certain protozoan like Giardia. Always follow good hygienic practices and thoroughly wash your hands after touching containers with feces in them.